What's good, YouTube? Gal74 here, bringing you our Week 3 IBA Wi-Fi League battle. This week we're taking on Coach Reckless Bat and his Texas Tyrantrums. He is one of the 3 people in charge, I believe, of the league. I keep saying that, I never actually look it up. His team, he is a division rival, and he is also 2-0 like us, so he is a really well-respected battler and a well-respected person in general. When I joined YouTube back in 2016, I think I followed him like pretty early up, but I never actually like talked to him or anything. I just just followed him just in general. So his name's been floating around for a while, so he definitely knows what he is doing. There is no team builder this week, and I decided I think for the rest of the season we are not going to do team builders solely because I've been having so much trouble exporting the team builders, but not the actual battles themselves, to a point where I'm not really gonna just do it anymore. I'll run down the team real quick for you before we get into this battle. So that's the reason for that. We're bringing Megalopony, Latias, Toxapex, Raikou, Skarmory, and Comfey. We are bringing Comfey this week. If you're excited for that. Quick rundown. Megalopony's got Drain Punch, Frustration, Baton Pass, Agility. Latias has got Recover, Psyshock, Dragon Pulse, and Shadow Ball with Weakness Policy. Goal is to get Lopunny to Agility, Baton Pass, and the Latias. Latias can take most hits, and then it can kind of just sweep his team from there. Toxapex has Scald, Baneful Bunker, Knockoff, and Haze. Raikou's got Thunderbolt, Shadow Ball, Extra Sensory, and HP Fighting with his choice specs. Skarmory's pretty standard with Brave Bird, Spikes, Roost, and Whirlwind. And Comfey, I decided to bring with Draining Kiss, Giga Drain, Synthesis, and Taunt. Here to kind of like check the Primarina sort of, as well as stop any Reuniqueless setup. So that is the really skim down and quick team builder for the week. He's got a pretty scary team. Overall, he's got a Nidoqueen that just hits so hard and kind of wrecks my team. So there's that. But we're going to go into this battle now. I'm going to apologize now. My PlayStation's on, and for some reason it's making a little humming noise that does come up in the audio recording. So my apologies for that. I'd also like to shout out Kohanix, I believe is his name. He is a coach of the as well for recording this battle, so thank you very much to him. And to Clutch sometimes, Nick, for joining my team for this week. Anyway, we're going to lead off with our Latias because it does a lot of damage to a lot of his team. He sends out Electros, which is possibly worst case scenario. So I decided to go into Comfey to see what he's going to do. As he goes for the Crunch, telling me he's a physical set. So now I'm thinking, I want to find out like what set Electros is. Like Choice Band, Expert Bell, Assault Vest. In my mind, I'm thinking Assault Vest because that makes the most sense. And as you'll see, due to this damage from Draining Kiss, it is definitely Assault Vest Electros, which is pretty good knowing that because Electros cannot physically OHKO Latias in one shot now. So that's good information to know. So he's just going to go for U-turn to get some momentum. And you'll see right now, Nidoqueen is a problem. Nidoqueen comes out turn 3 of the match, right? Yeah, turn 3. So now I have to start making predictions already because I do not have a dedicated switch into this thing. I'm really hoping it's choiced so I can work around it. I send in Toxapex because Toxapex can definitely take a hit. And what do you know, turn 3 he makes a good prediction and goes for Thunderbolt. And I'm just like, damn, this sucks. Because I lose a lot of health there. I'm thinking this might be Specs. I wasn't sure at the time. It's not Scarf. I knew it wasn't Scarf. But we're going to see. I'm going to go for Baneful Bunker, see if he is Choice Specs locked into a move or anything. But he makes another good play and goes for the Stealth Rock. So this is telling me he's not Specs. He's not Scarfed. He's not Life Orb. I'm thinking Expert Belt. But I wasn't positive. Like I wasn't like set in stone on an item yet. So here I need to get my regenerator health back. I'm going to go into Latias predicting the Thunderbolt again. And I'm thinking if he just clicks like Ice Beam, I'm just going to scream. But he doesn't. He clicks Thunderbolt, hoping not to get paralyzed as it doesn't really do much. And I don't get paralyzed, which is good. Now here's my chance to go onto the offensive. He's going to switch out and go back into Electros. And now you'll see here in a second. I go for Psyshock. Since it hits on the defensive side, it's going to do a lot more, so that's good. So now I'm thinking, I have a low roll to kill him, so I think I'm just going to go for it, and if he does a lot of damage to me, he does a lot of damage to me, I'm not too worried about it. I get a critical hit, which it did matter, because, again, it was a roll, but it was a roll in his favor, so I apologize, Nick. He did tell me after the battle he did go for a U-turn on that turn, which would have activated the weakness policy, so unless he's got any Scarfers, then that would have been kind of problematic for him. So, there's that. He sends out Reuniqueless. I can't touch this thing without the boost, so I'm going to switch into Skarmory, see what he wants to do. He goes for the Psychic, and I'm going to get some Leftovers Recovery, as I took a little Rocks damage coming in. I want to find out if this thing's like a Calm Mindset, but he just switches right back out, and he goes into Nidoqueen. Now, again, Nidoqueen is a serious problem for my team, as I don't have a switch-in, as I had mentioned already. I went for the layer spikes there, knowing I could take a bunch of Psychics, so I could get some hazards on. And Hydreigon with Defog is his only way of removal, so I'm thinking, I don't think he brought that, so, you know, the hazards are there to stay, most likely. So in this turn, I decide, okay, I'm going to go just sack off Comfey so I can get a clean switch-in into Latias. He goes for the Thunderbolt, and it's not going to do much, but, you know, now he's going to be faster. Well, he's not going to be faster, but I have a Drain Kiss, Giga Drain, and you know, that's not going to do much. So I'm just going to try and get as much damage as possible, and as I go for the Giga Drain, it does, you know, for a Comfey with not much special attack investment, it's pretty good. But he goes for the Sludge Wave here, you know, revealing he has it, and that's going to kill the Comfey. Now I'm thinking, he's got Sludge Wave, Stealth Rock, and Thunderbolt, and I'm really going to make a hard assumption that the last move is Earth Power. So I'm thinking, with this, from the range I'm at, I can definitely live a Sludge Wave. So I don't think he's got the Ice Beam. So I decided to just go for Dragon Pulse here, which was actually a really big misplay. Because if I had gone for Side Shock here, Nidoqueen would be dead. But I got another crit, which is unfortunate for him and I guess for me. But he goes for the Sludge Wave, and it actually kills here. So I was really confused when this happened, because on my calc it did 41 to 47% max. So I'm thinking this might be like Poison Barb Nidoqueen or something, because that did a little more than it should have done. Here I just go into Raikou, and I just want to get this Nidoqueen out of the way. And luckily he does stay in, and he takes a Shadow Ball, and you know, he goes down. So our big sweepers are gone. His Nidoqueen, which is the biggest threat to my team, is gone, and the Latias for his team is gone. Now here comes Mega Venusaur, and this thing is just now a problem with Latias gone, because I don't really have offensive pressure against this Venusaur. As you'll see, the Skarmory is going to come out as my switch in to the Venusaur. Hey, obviously he's going to Mega Evolve. I'm predicting just like a standard Venusaur set with like Giga Drain, Sludge Bomb, and Synthesis. Maybe either Leech Seed or Knockoff, one of the two. Obviously, I've ran Mega Venusaur. He goes for the Sludge Bomb, just, you know, straightforward play, just to do some damage to Raikou if I stayed in. But I didn't. And so, yeah, that's kind of like the offensive pressure kind of gone on my side, but it's also gone on his side. He reveals Leech Seed here. I was cool with him seeding me. As I can get more layer of spikes up, I know I can start whirlwinding his team around soon. The only thing that doesn't really take damage is the Hydreigon and Reuniclus, but I do want to chip down Venusaur each time it comes in, and same with the Infernape each time it comes in. So that was the plan there. I can take any hit from this Venusaur, of course, because, you know, it's a Venusaur and a Skarmory. He's going to switch out, and he is going to go into Yami the Hydreigon. I hope I said that right. I here just went for a Brave Bird to get some damage on Venusaur, and you'll see in a second that I was kind of shocked at the damage output. As you'll see, he's a little bit defense investment. He's not full, of course, obviously, but he's definitely got some investment in HP or defense. I'm like, okay, maybe it's just like, you know, he sped crep something and put the rest in defense. That was my original thought. He's going to get some recovery back. I do know Hydreigon gets Roost. I'm thinking, I don't know anything about the set yet. I don't want to get hit with a Fire Blast to the face, so I'm going to switch into a Toxapex to see what this thing wants to do. And, oh boy, it turns out this Hydreigon's got Defog. I'm like, wow, that's just great. So, I'm going to be real with you guys. You can kind of tell where the battle's going here. Both our offensive most pressured mons are gone. I have Lopunny, of course, but Lopunny can't really touch Venusaur or Reuniclus that well. And Infernape Scarf, it just beats it. So, like, it doesn't do much in this situation. And Infernape, I just have Toxapex. I can switch in every time. So, that, honestly, I'm going to be real with you guys. This game does go to time. I'm not going to reveal what happens. I'm going to let you guys watch it for yourselves. I'm going to put some background music over it a little bit. I apologize. I know Odds doesn't like this too much. I know a lot of people don't really like it. But, you know, not every battle is going to turn out to be, like, the most exciting battle ever. And this battle is one of those battles where it's not all there. And yeah. So, again, special shout out to Kohanix for recording this, because I know it was probably a pain. I'm going to come back near the end of the battle when things start to get a little more spicy. And I'll explain my thought process, of course, throughout this battle. So I'll put some music over it, and I hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you near the end of the battle.
You are the eternal thing that comes and goes, and that furthermore this galaxy is a function of all other galaxies. And that vast thing that you see far off with telescopes, and you look, one day you're going to wake up and say, why, that's me. And in knowing that, you see that you never die. are the eternal thing that comes and goes, and that furthermore this galaxy is a function of all other galaxies. And that vast thing that you see far off from telescopes, and you look and look and look, one day you're going to wake up and say, why, that's me. And in knowing that, know, you see that you never die.
Okay, so I have Return from the Dead. I put that Winter Chill mix in there. I really like that remix a lot. But anyway, I came back here obviously to just it's getting near closer to the end of the battle. However, I did come up with an idea. Obviously, it's been too little, too late. But he's gonna heal back up here with Synthesis. I decided to bring out Megalophony because I have Agility and Baton Pass on this thing. Now, obviously, I'm going to go for the Agility this turn. I know I can tank any hit this Venusaur wants to throw at me. I honestly was just expecting a lead sheet at this point or whatever. But he goes for Sledge Bomb. It doesn't matter too much. It won't do much damage. Well, it does almost half, but, you get the gist. Here, I'm going to Baton Pass into Skarmory. What this allows me to do now is to outspeed Venusaur, Hydreigon, all of his remaining Mons, unless that Infernape is Scarfed, of course. So now I can get the upper hand in those Speed Wars because, I could just Brave Bird Venusaur and, just heal back up every time and, chip away at my health with Leech Seed as it's been doing throughout this battle. First turn here, I'm probably, I believe I go for Roost. But anyway, this allows me to, get some damage off. And my game plan mainly was to sack Skarmory as long as I can take something down with me. I really wanted this Venusaur down, obviously, because this was the biggest problem, in my opinion. This definitely was the biggest problem because, Lopunny can touch the Infernape and Hydreigon, again, barring any Scarf on that Infernape. And I know Raikou can take care of the Reuniclus pretty well, because at this point, if it was set up, he would have brought it in and tried setting it up by now. So, I'm assuming it's not set up set, so I wasn't really too worried. He can't touch Skarmory besides outside Infernape as well, as I also learned, so that's why I keep this thing in a lot. So now I'm just going to start spamming Brave Bird, try to take this Venusaur down a lot. And the biggest thing, besides trying to get as much chip damage and sacking and trading things as much as I was possibly doing, was Venusaur only gets 8 Synthesis. And I wasn't counting, which was on my fault. But I should have started counting, because I know he's used a lot of Synthesis up to this point. I'm not big in PP stalling, but, only 8 isn't that bad to stall out. So I'm thinking, once he's out of Synthesis, this Venusaur is in major trouble, because I can just start spamming Brave Bird and Brave Bird over again, as I'm doing right now. So, at this point, he might be out of Brave Birds. I'm not sure. I wasn't counting, again, to reiterate. This thing is another problem, obviously, for my Skarmory. It's another Mon that Reuniclus can't really touch Skarmory, but I see this Brave Bird's only going to do that much. So, yeah. He is Magic Guard, so the burn won't do anything. No chip damage on this thing whatsoever. So that's really annoying. And plus the Leech Seed recovery is going to get him back up. So that was kind of the goal now. I can outspeed, well, I've always outsped this thing, but like Hydreigon was the thing I really wanted to outspeed, because I don't think Hydreigon wants to switch in on a Brave Bird and take two Brave Birds, I mean. So that was the plan there. I know he wasn't just going to stay in Reuniclus and just click recover every time. I knew he wasn't going to do that. And if he did do that, which you'll see in a second, I end up going for the spikes, I believe. I'm not going to talk yet. I'm just going to let all this extra animation play out because, between turns are really long. So yeah, if he's going to just stay in here and spam recover or even just do Psychic, which is going to do nothing, I can start spike stacking. I know the Hydreigon's got Defog, but it will force the Hydreigon out and it'll start allowing me to Brave Bird that thing multiple times without it roosting. So I know I can pressure him that way a little bit. And that's same with the Venusaur, so once it runs out of Synthesis, it'll start getting Spikes damage, and I have Whirlwind, remember, so I can just force things out. I know this Reuniclus gets Magic Guard, so that could be a little bit of a problem, but again, if I can get rid of his Venusaur and his Infernape and his Hydreigon, obviously, then it won't matter. So, I Whirlwind, I go into Hydreigon, which is actually not what I wanted. I wanted him to go back out on the Venusaur so it could take Chip, and it would tell me if he's got any more Synthesis left, which I don't know. I didn't go back throughout this battle and count, so I apologize to that. He's going to get healed up with the Leech Seed, but take some poison damage. This is not toxic, obviously you guys saw throughout the replay if you watched it. He's gonna outspeed me here. And now I flinch, and I realize this is the end of the battle right here. And this, I didn't even know. I must be really stupid or something, because I live on 1 health, by the way. That was just like, whoa. He is Scarfed. Because there is no way a +2 Skarmory is outsped by a Hydreigon. Okay, this might be the last. This turn or next turn is one of the last one, I forget. But regardless, that told me right there, and I felt really stupid after that, to be honest, because I didn't even notice the entire time. Maybe I'm not stupid, but I thought I would have known by then. So he's locked in the Dark Pulse. Dark Pulse. What? Dark Pulse. But that is the end of the battle. Obviously, it was 4-4. it was the final result, and we do end up losing due to the amount of HP we had. Obviously, Rio Nicholas had a lot of health. Venusaur was up full, Hydreigon was up, and Infernape didn't even come onto the field, which makes me really question that Infernape set. I really hope he says it in his week's video. By the way, go check out his video. I'm not sure if it'll be in the description, but his link will be in the description below. I'm sorry, guys, this wasn't the most entertaining battle in the world. Sometimes you just gotta play stall and just hope you can win that way. I didn't want to play that way, but since, Nidoqueen went down on his side, Latias went down on my side, so, what else was going to happen at that point? So, thank you for watching. Make sure to go check out all the wonderful coaches in the description below. I promise next week, as of the recording of this video, I actually have done my Week 4 battle. No spoilers, of course, but, it is going to be a more exciting battle. You'll see why next week, of course. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next battle. Have a fantastic day.